2:14 on a sunny afternoon, heading into what's shaping up as a very good weekend. Let's just take a moment to look at the last few weekends as far as boating accidents go. Two boys canoeing, no life jackets, couldn't avoid the rapids on Deer River. Only one of them survived. Another young boy loses his life. Again, no life jacket. Out in a boat on the lake, no proper training in what he is doing. There's an accident, and once again a pal is left to mourn a friend. A champion water skier, out of commission with dislocated shoulders because of the foolish driving of a powerboat in the wrong hands. When are we going to learn? Then we've got a young girl swimming at night when she knew she shouldn't have been. Very lucky to survive when she was hit by a motorboat coming in without running lights. Some fool showing off in a powerboat, drinking, alone on a boat, falls over and, well, do I have to go on? It's getting late in the year, and the water temperatures are down. If you go over the side, be prepared for the cold, especially if we're over 45 or so. You know what I mean. So let's pay attention to the water safety rules and the rules of safe and secure boating. We know them. Let's practice them. Let's teach the kids what we know. And maybe people like me will be reading the news with a lot fewer such stories this weekend. Now, back to the sounds of country music.
Pleasure boating has never been more popular than it is today. In all its forms, it's one of the most popular pastimes available. Fishing, rowing, water skiing, sailing, powerboat races, the list of boating activities goes on and on. The range in size and types of boats and motors, equipment and accessories is greater than it's ever been before. But all of these recreational activities entail risk. Safety and security are very real issues in the enjoyment of boating.
Since we bought our canoe a few years ago, John and I really look forward to weekends and holidays. And on a tight budget, I guess it's one of the best ways to travel and enjoy the beauty and quiet of nature. When driving, the canoe has to be securely attached to both the car and the roof rack. If it came loose on the highway, it could cause an accident, so we stop occasionally to check the ropes. If properly secured, transporting a canoe is never a problem. When leaving the car to go boating, it is always best to lock any valuables in the trunk or place them out of sight inside the vehicle. And be sure to lock the car.
Hey, Jen. Hey. Got the car all locked up?
Yep.
Great.
Weight distribution is critical, no matter what kind of boat you own or use. And with the canoe, this is especially critical. Care must be taken not to overload or unbalance the canoe. Passengers and equipment should be loaded in the water to prevent damage to the canoe. While still at water's edge, shore, or dock, The weight distribution should be checked and any adjustments made. Next come the life jackets. By law, there must be one for every person in a boat. It's a good idea to wear it at all times, even if you are a good swimmer. The new PFDs, personal flotation devices, are really comfortable and very light. Getting in and out of a boat is one of the most critical moments in boating. Like weight distribution, it has to be done carefully and cautiously. Paddling a canoe is an art, and practice is your best teacher. The main thing is to keep your body low, with no standing or sudden movements. Steady, rhythmic strokes will easily propel a canoe across the water. Although the law gives canoes and non-motor boats right of way over power vessels, you can often encounter choppy water from the wake of a motorboat. When this happens, turn your boat at right angles to the waves and cut through them. Where water is fast-moving and rapids or falls have formed, portaging your canoe and equipment around the obstacles is the only smart thing to do. Shooting rapids is for the highly skilled, not the amateur isolated from help. Traveling the small rivers and out-of-the-way places, as the Indians did, is a real joy in canoeing, but something no novice should attempt. All boat users should take special care in unmarked, isolated waterways to look for concealed or partially concealed obstacles. And walking the canoe through very shallow areas is a wise and often necessary tactic.
We're ready! Here goes our annual dunk-a-pong! You're sure this is worth it, eh? You need help there, John? There we are.
As the light fails, be sure to allow yourself plenty of time to find a good campsite. Pull the canoe well up onto land and keep it overturned when not in use.
Join me.
Store your paddles upright where they cannot be broken. Canoeing can be both relaxing and pleasurable if practiced with caution and respect, and is a very rewarding form of boating.
The quick rush of the wind against your face is a feeling that has attracted sailors for thousands of years. Recreational sailboats of every size and shape are more popular now than ever before. For any sailing jaunt, you need paddles, even if you do have an inboard or outboard engine, life preservers or PFDs, and for emergencies, a fire extinguisher. A flare gun is also an essential emergency item. All sailboats operated in open water should be equipped with marine radio, compass, depth finder, anchor, and have a manual pump or hand bailer.
Get on the traveler a bit.
You ready to go?
Wearing the proper clothing is a must for sailing. By its very nature, sailing is not always a fair weather activity, and in a stiff breeze, with the boat swaying, secure footing and light clothes that provide a good windbreak while allowing free movement are very important. Before any sailing is done, all equipment is properly stored or tied down, both above and below deck. Loose objects can become lost over the side or thrown about the boat once it's underway. To maneuver out into open water, a small auxiliary motor is useful. A sailboat under motor power must obey all the same right-of-way rules and speed limits as other power crafts. The auxiliary can also be a blessing if the wind decides to take a break and you find yourself stranded. The person piloting a sailboat must be totally competent to operate and instruct others in the handling of the many ropes, sails, guidelines, and everything else that in unison work towards capturing the wind and propelling the boat. Often the speed at which a line is freed or the tiller swung can mean the difference between sailing and capsizing or running aground. Though the technical terms can be mind-boggling to the novice, the important thing is that the right operation be smoothly performed at the right time. The principle of sailing is simple. Make the wind do the work of propelling the boat where you want it to go. One of the best ways to learn is by joining a sailing school where classroom theory can be followed up with practical sailing in a small craft under expert guidance. When two sailboats meet each other, the rule of the road gives the right-of-way to the boat in a disadvantaged wind position, or leeward. Generally, the boat with the wind on the port side, left, gives the right-of-way to the boat with the wind on the starboard side, right, and moves out of its way. By loosening off all lines, the sailboat comes to rest in the water, and the sails can be safely left up for short periods of time. If the winds are strong, however, they should be taken down. If any type of stove or other open flame is used on a boat of any kind, a certified fire extinguisher, properly filled and recently tested, must be on board and clearly visible. A fire on the water can be fatal, particularly where there is gasoline present in the motor or tanks. Wherever combustible fuels are present, carry a fire extinguisher. Always keep the Marine Band radio tuned to one of the various stations that broadcast weather reports, and at the first sign of a storm, head for the nearest shelter. If a boat capsizes, stay with it. The boat will stay afloat and the sails can be easily seen by rescuers. Except in extremely cold water, always stay with the boat. Lastly, secure all ropes and sails before leaving. If properly dried and folded, these materials will perform well and provide much safe, enjoyable sailing.
I watched this morning, eh?
Yeah.
Boy, I thought the opening of the fishing season would never come. I've been ready to get up to the lake again since Christmas, and I think Gramps has had his new reel oiled up for weeks.
Yep.
We store our boat up here over the winter and between weekend trips. Leaving her overturned and covered helps protect her from weather damage when we're away.
Okay, do you want to give me a hand?
Dad always removes the drain plug as well, just in case anyone tries to float her away while we aren't there, and she's chain locked to prevent theft. Boats, motors, and accessories are pretty valuable things. Most people secure their boat, but you should never leave your motor or any valuables at a cottage in case of break-ins.
Not too heavy for you, I hope. Nope. Okay. You gonna clear all right there? Okay. right here, I think.
Dad asks me to put on my life jacket before I come onto the dock. Carrying heavy equipment near the water, it's kind of easy to get tangled up and take a fall. I've got my intermediate badge at swim school, but it pays to wear my life jacket anyway. Speaking of swim school, part of the program this year is on water and boating safety and security. It's put on by the local Red Cross and power squadrons. We've been learning about the different kinds of boats and the safety equipment you need. This outboard of ours is just perfect for fishing and just riding around in. When Dad puts it onto the boat, he attaches a lock as extra safety, in case the mount comes loose or if we left the boat and someone tried to steal it.
Okay, we've got a good fuel tank to start.
Step carefully onto the floor of the boat when getting in, as near the center as possible, not on the sides, the gunnels, or seats, and never jump in. Never start out with less than at least one full tank of gas, and check that you have all your safety equipment, oars or paddles, a bailer, and one life jacket or life-saving cushion for each person on board. It's smart to take along an anchor and rope, toolkit and spare parts, first aid supplies, and a flashlight or lantern. If you put some tape on your anchor rope, each 10 feet or so, you can also check the depth of the water wherever you happen to be. And before you put your motor down and start it up, be sure the propellers will be clear of the bottom. Part of safe boating is knowing the rules of the road. All power boats must give way to non-power boats, like sails, canoes, and rowboats. And when passing another boat, stay to the right. In a light outboard, never slow down or turn quickly. The wake and backwash from the boat can swamp itself. Just slow down smoothly until it settles. Water levels can change from year to year on a lake, so always keep a lookout near shore and around marshy spots. And lower the anchor in, never throw it in. If the rope tangled, you might capsize yourself as well as the boat. And stay seated when you're passing things around or casting. The passengers and equipment should stay balanced at all times.
Trailering our boats to different places has really given the family a chance to enjoy the various waterways. When you think about it, boating is one of the few things a family can do together. The dealer helped me pick the right trailer to carry the boat and not overload the car. Trailing is actually quite simple once you get the hang of it. A few alterations have to be made to the car, such as installing a hitch, brake and signal lights connected with those on the trailer, and licensing and insuring the trailer. And any boat with a 10 horsepower motor or larger must carry its own license number on either side. Before and during the drive, I inspect the suspension, wheel bearings and tires, always with safety and security in mind. Before putting the boat into the water, be sure the motor is up so the propeller won't hit the bottom as the boat slides in. And don't forget the drain plug, or it may just keep going under. Loading up and entering the boat is best done from dockside. You should have PFDs for all occupants. A fire extinguisher, first
first aid kit, extra ropes to secure the boat no matter where you happen to be, extra gasoline, preferably in a non-explosive container, a flashlight or lantern, toolkit, and flotation cushions.
Let's not.
While I'm on shore, I like to question the local people about special rules or danger spots in the area, as well as the most picturesque sights.
It's a very nice
Most people are quite flattered to be asked.
What would you like?
Before setting out, extra gas should be picked up. If you don't have an inboard tank, fill your portable tank out of the boat and be sure you don't smoke or create sparks or have any open flame near the fueling area.
Oh yeah, there are some very nice places.
Just trying to find a good spot. Yeah, this is the whole thing.
Posted speed limits and marker signs mean just what they say and are as enforceable as road signs, particularly with a powerful motor. Respect and caution in close quarters is essential. When power crafts approach each other, always pass on the right. Always give a wide, free path to the other boat. And if the boat you pass is smaller than yours, slow down and give it a wide berth. When approaching unfamiliar shores, keep a watch to either side and up ahead for submerged hazards. And anchor the boat to avoid drifting into trouble.
Oh, yeah. Sweetheart, would you like to pass on that map there, love?
It goes without saying that only good swimmers should enter the water from a boat.
Thank you, love.
Check the water before going in. The rule is always swim towards the boat or shore, then away from them.
See, love, here's a nice place to visit sometime. It's just just a little ways up the coast.
Oh, that looks interesting.
Yeah. Come on, kids, come and have some of these.
Oh, good luck. Thanks.
Get a towel.
I feel better now.
Hurt?
Oh, yeah.
All right. There. Oh,
Water skiing is an always thrilling experience that has been developed from the level of fun to the level of an art. But fast, high-power boats are involved, and there are precautions. The law requires there to be at least one other person in the boat besides the driver to look out for the skier's safety. And the driver owes it to the skier and others on the lake to steer clear of the shore and any other boats and skiers, as well as heavy traffic areas. Most boats give the boat and the skier a wide berth, but it's up to the driver to stay alert, drive a proper course, and be aware of all the safety factors involved.
Boat users are an elite mobile community. Because a boat in trouble may someday be your own, you owe it to all other users of boats and the waterways to help them when they're in trouble, and to be able to render assistance if it's necessary. If you find yourself in trouble on the water, you will certainly value the assistance you get from other boating enthusiasts, and you therefore have an obligation to offer them help when it's needed or requested.
All right, there you go. Bye-bye.
Boating is essentially a safe, relaxing recreation that can be either leisurely or tremendously exciting. And if we can follow the simple safety and security rules outlined again and again for us to follow, It will continue to be one of our key recreational activities, available to everyone, from the youngest to the oldest member of the family. Let's go boating, but let's go boating safely and securely.